Listen, Duck. Harwick on my branch line is going up market. Tomorrow, I'm collecting a troupe of traveling players.
Right.
Who are arriving to stage a Sonnet Lumière, as they call it du continent, as a special treat for all the tourists.
Very good, Daisy. Yes. That engine. I have no idea what she was talking about. Me neither.
Hello everyone, Trainmaster16 here, and today I have a custom I would like to show off. Here's my new and improved custom model of Daisy the Diesel Railcar. A quick character recap of Daisy. Daisy first appeared in the Railway series in 1961 in the book Branchline Engines, where she came to help out on Thomas's branch line after he had a crash. She stayed on the railway after Thomas returned from the works and continued to work on the branch line and make appearances throughout the rest of the Railway series. Daisy made her first appearance in the show in the second season in 1986, where her introductory stories were adapted. She didn't really appear all that much in the model series of the show. She only appeared in 4 episodes, one of which her prop was being used for a mainland diesel, and had a tiny role in the 2005 special Calling All Engines where she didn't even speak. There were a few reasons for her lack of appearances in the model era, but as much as I would like to talk about those reasons, this is a custom showcase video and not a character analysis video. Daisy returned in the CGI era of Thomas and Friends near the end of the 2015 movie Sodor's Legends of the Lost Treasure. And after her return to the series here, she became a very notable side character, making more appearances than in the model series, and appearing pretty frequently until the end of the original show in 2020. Alright, back to my custom. Now, for some reason, Daisy was never made in any Thomas motorized line. Not in the Tomy line, not in the Hit Toys or Fisher-Price line, and not in the Trackmaster Revolution line. Something interesting to note though is Hit Toys did have plans to make Daisy, but didn't get to it as the ownership of the Trackmaster line was switched over to Fisher-Price before the model could be finished. So due to the lack of a motorized Daisy, that left it to fans to make their own model of her if they wanted her. I first made a custom of Daisy, I believe in 2017 when I was 10 years old, around the time Daisy started getting episodes again. She was made out of cardboard with a face I drew and used the chassis of a troublesome truck to roll around. Sometime in 2018, I replaced the face with one I printed out of the character, and the troublesome truck chassis was swapped with the gimmick truck from some Trackmaster 2 Percy set. In 2019, I repainted the model, and this is how my custom Daisy remained. In 2020, I knew I could do better and planned to make a new model of Daisy eventually. And eventually came in November of 2024. I had just finished updating my custom Bradford to breakdown, and once that was done, I decided to finally start work on a new custom model of Daisy. My custom of Daisy is made out of cardboard, masking tape, popsicle sticks, paper, paint, and hot glue. The faces are made out of clay, and she uses the chassis of an extra Trackmaster 2 Percy with the side rods removed. I was originally going to use the chassis of an old Talking James tender and have her be a free roll model, but I thought about it a bit more and realized it would be more convenient filming-wise to have a Daisy with the ability to roll and move on her own. I started by making the body out of cardboard, just drawing things out on the cardboard with a pencil, then cutting the pieces out and hot gluing the pieces together and putting masking tape over the seams where the cardboard would meet. I had my Trackmaster Boko nearby during this construction process because I wanted Daisy to be the same length and relatively the same height as Boko, so my Daisy would be in scale with the Trackmasters, as if she would be if she were officially made. The Percy chassis sits on underneath the model with cardboard pieces added accordingly so the shell is the right height with other Trackmaster engines. I guess now's a good time to note that in the show Daisy's wheels aren't actually green. They're black, but I think having the wheels green makes them look a little more interesting in my opinion. Next I made 2 faces out of clay for her. One of her happy face that was based on her model and CGI face, and one of her model series angry face. These faces were baked in an oven and then painted. They're held onto the model with pieces of double-sided tape, but I'll admit this isn't the best method because the faces will fall off after a while being on the model. I like to get something like Blue Tack or something like that to help hold the faces on better instead.
I would also like to make a sad, shocked, smug, sleeping, and maybe even a clenched face for Daisy at some point down the line.
track pun intentional. Comedy. After the faces were done, I painted the model in this green paint 3 times. I already painted the black area before I made the faces. For the lining, windows, gray roof, and headboards, I painted a piece of paper in the colors I needed, measured out the widths and lengths of what I need to cut, and cut out the painted paper and glued the paper on the model with a glue stick. Paper decals is something I started doing this year, and I personally find it more convenient to do sometimes than just painting specific parts of a model. If this was a smaller custom model like my Dart Custom, I would have just painted the windows on. Daisy has a lot of windows, and painting them all didn't seem very enjoyable. Once the decals were added, I painted on the lamps, painted the buffer beams red, cut out and glued on paper circles for the buffers, and painted on the doors. And Daisy was done. My model currently doesn't have a back coupling right now. I don't have plans to add one anytime soon, but I probably will add some sort of a back coupling eventually. I made her in basically 2 days, and I'm pretty happy with her. Just got a Snapchat notification. For those of you wondering, a new remake is in the works, which is why this Alex Bridges set it up. The remake will be out before the end of the year, so look out for that. And no, the remake does not have anything to do with Daisy. I think a small update video might be due to talk about my long absences in previously announced projects, but that will have to wait to some other day. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe out there, and have a good day.